The horizon looks flat, therefore the Earth is flat. This seems to be the governing idea behind the Flat Earth movement. However, the Globebusters world also appears to have experimental scientists.
Hi, I'm Daryl, and I'm a realist, also known as a flat earther. One thing that we deal with as being flat earthers is the scientific community. What I'd like to do is submit a new experiment to the scientific community. And one thing that anybody can do, this is a simple experiment that anybody can conduct to determine definitely that the Earth is flat. Grab a spirit level and take it on the plane with you.
So Daryl here made a video to provide the scientific community, as he says, with facts to support the flat Earth model. He takes a quick flight from Savannah, Georgia to Charlotte, North Carolina, and at cruising altitude he tries to measure the curvature compensation of the plane with a spirit level.
If we're living on a spinning ball or a globe, then the plane should be constantly dipping its nose forward in order to compensate for the curvature regularly during flights. But I don't know anybody who's actually reported that happening, and thus far it's just been speculation.
No, there isn't, or at least it shouldn't be, but we'll get back to that.
And while that bubble's staying perfectly centered, it's going to be rather anticlimactic, but that's proof that the Earth is flat.
So I suppose the bubble didn't move enough here for you to consider it valid. I think I get it now. So the further you go, the more curvature, the more the bubble should move. Why? Because your spirit level thinks it's still in Savannah? Or since you bought it there, it will measure as if it's still home? When you said the pilot would have to compensate for curvature, how did you envision that happening? Or better yet, how often? Like once every minute? Maybe something like this? Or like this? So let's see if we can understand his scientific experiment. If the Earth was flat, then the situation is pretty straightforward. The plane flies parallel to the ground, so the spirit level or the bubble doesn't move. For the round Earth, the plane flies like this, and the bubble still doesn't move. Now why is that? If you think about it, if the plane constantly adjusts for the curvature, then it is always parallel to the horizon line, and that's what the spirit level measures. Then how should the plane fly to make the bubble move? On the flat Earth, the plane would have to fly like this, such as when it's taking off. The situation is quite similar on the globe. The bubble will only move if the plane, or the spirit level, is not parallel to the horizon line, i.e. during takeoff or landing. But why does the plane follow the Earth's curvature at cruising altitude? Is it because the pilot keeps adjusting it so it doesn't fly into space? Well, not really. It follows the curve because the air density is also altitude, but more importantly, curvature dependent. And so we can imagine we have these layers of roughly constant air density. Now, if the pilot doesn't change any flight parameters, the plane will follow nicely along these lines. Well, not according to your experiment.